So today we are going to discuss about databases. Okay, what is the databases? How many types of databases available in SQL Server? Okay, so database are two types in our SQL Server. So there is a system databases and user databases. System databases in the sense it will be created along with the SQL Server software. When you install the SQL Server, you will create the system databases. Okay, so I will connect and show you where are the system databases. So 2012 management studio. Okay, daily you have to connect any production server, you have to connect like this. Also you have the shortcut of to connect management studio. You can write in run ssms, you can type like this also. It is the shortcut of management studio. Okay, like this you can connect the SQL server management studio, connect it. Okay, this is the fresh database. Okay, fresh server yesterday we have installed, right? So if you expand it, so there is a some system database available here. So master model MSDB temp. So this distribution database is it is replication configuration. At the time of replication it will be created, but right now you have to understand system databases available here. It will be pre-created databases. We are not created any databases. Along with any SQL installation, we will get it. Okay. What are the system databases? What are the advantages of system database? We have to understand today. Okay. So first one is master database. Master is a very important database for SQL Server. So it will stores the logins information from the server configuration. Logins in the sense where the user required to connect the server, right, to database server. So you need to create the login. So because of the server having many databases, user want to connect login can connect to any of the databases. They require the login to connect the database server. That is the login. And user configurations. So server configuration. Server means complete server level configuration. The stores in master and all database information like what are the database available, where your database are stored, you can able to see here. So I will able to run one query and I will show you what are the logins and database configuration information. Just you have to right click and new query, or you can click here also. Okay, we will run the queries. So because of we have some queries, you need to write it. So sp underscore help logins. Okay, this sp underscore help logins in the sense it is a logins information. Okay, I told you it will store the logins information. Sp means stored system stored procedure. Okay, in SQL Server most we use system stored procedure and system tables to find out metadata information in SQL Server. So the sp logins information will tell you how many logins in SQL Server. See here, if I run this command, just select it, just run execute. Okay, you know right how to execute or F5 button, so it will display the result here over here. So these are the logins information, means who are the users are connected to the users. Okay, these are the by default the logins are created, but where these are located in here. If you expand security, okay, if you expand logins, you will able to see this all the logins information over here. Okay, like that, if the logins are information will get it by using this one. Okay, logins info, that is the system store procedure. Next one you have, also database information. What is the database information is, what are the user databases, and everything information is stored here. Sp underscore help team. If you run this command, it will show the information about all database in here.
Muted.
So,
Unmuted.
so if you execute it, so what are the database available here? See here, list of the databases and database, how much database size. By default, see these are all created by default. See, this is only the user database. If you see here, replication 1, 2, 3, I have created yesterday. So rest of all system database you can see here. So distribution, master database, model database, MSDB, empty. So the database information also stores in your master. So if you here, this is the master database. So master will maintain the database information also. And owner means who is the owner of this databases. Owner means who is the system administrator. SA, system administrator. So these are the owner of this particular databases. Also, the replication 123 database owner is this user because of I have created yesterday. So you can change the one even. Okay, that is the owner of the user database. Next, every database having their own database ID, so it will be pre-created automatically. So the master database is by default 1. Okay. Next, temp database ID equal to 2. Okay, model is 3. Okay, MSDB 4, and distribution is 5. And the user database onwards, yesterday created 6. And next, if you want to create the new database, that is 7. Like that, the numbering will be sequential. Okay, like that database ID will be created. And when you created these databases, see, these are old data because of when this version is introduced, that will be created. Okay, this one. And the status is whether it is online, offline, means the database is available to access or not, so it will show the online. Okay, these information will be shown. And the compatibility I told you, so if it is 2012, the compatibility is 110. If it is 2008, compatibility is over 100. Like that, it will show. Okay, that is the compatible. Like that, database information will be stored in master only. Okay. Next, linked servers information. Linked server means to connect remote server, any other SQL. Let's say your client having different servers in real-time environment. So you want to access from one server to another server data. He will use, so that he suggests us to use the linked server. So if you use linked server, you can able to access other data information of other server also by using linked servers. We will discuss more linked server information in migration concepts. Okay, so this linked server also will store in this master database. So if you expand the master databases, it will having the tables. You can find out the system tables. You can see here. These are the system tables of master data. When you insert the data will be inserted in these particular tables, all these tables. That is the master database. Okay, clear? Next, mirroring endpoints. What is the mirroring endpoints? So this is the high availability concept. So when you go through that mirroring high availability concept, you have the endpoint to connect mirror servers. Let's say I told you, in high availability means we have one production server, one standby server. Whenever the production server goes down due to the hardware failure or any other failure, so it will move to the secondary server. Okay, standby server. So that operation will do by endpoint, mirroring endpoint. So that is advantage of mirroring endpoint. It is also stored in master. Okay, and the final all endpoints also, not only mirror, there is another endpoints from the SQL level that is also stored in master database. This is the advantage of master. If your master database is not present, is corrupted or not located, you never connect the SQL server. Keep in mind. So master database is very important. So in entry they may ask you if master database is corrupted, then what happens? You never connect SQL server here. So you need to restore the, if you have the backup of the master database, you have to restore it. If you corrupted, you can rebuild the master database also by using your SQL server setup. Okay, so that's why you can do that master database. Okay, we will discuss in rebuilding master database in troubleshooting concept later on. Okay, this is the advantage of master database. Okay, and the second one is model. Model is a template. You can say that it is a template for new user databases. Okay. For let's say I want to create the new database. Okay. For example, I want to create one test databases. Okay. How this database properties will get based on model, because of it is a template for creating new user database. So if I want to create, let's say yesterday I created replication 123, but how this complete template came here based on this model. Model will inherit the properties of the database to the new user database. That is the advantage of model database. If the template is database is corrupted, you cannot create the user database. That is the thing you have. Okay, that is the advantage of model. Next one is MSDB database. So MSDB means it will maintain your jobs information. You know, SQL agent I told yesterday. So SQL agent will having the jobs. These jobs means it will having the like user jobs. User means user want to change some data or he want to take the backups. They have lot of jobs available in SQL Server agent. So these all the jobs information will stored in this MSDB databases. If you expand the system tables, you will find out, see, there are many tables here. Also, even your backups information, when your backup has taken, when your full backup is finished. So backups, why we are taking backups? For security. anytime your database is crashed, so you can restore the full backup. So that you should take the full backup. So those backup information, schedule information, when it runs, okay, whether it is failed or not, what is the successful message, what is the error message, everything will be stored in this backup set. So that not only backup, it will store also. I told you in SSIS packages, MSBA concept. So in the SSIS, there is a packages are there. Those packages will store all the your data migration. So if, I told you there are some different sources you can extract the data and load into different server, SQL server. So you have to create the SSIS packages. Okay. So those SSIS package information also stored in MSDB. So that is the advantage of MSDB database. So if the MSDB fails, your job agent will be also fail. So MSDB should be available. So system database are very important. So before you work with SQL Server, keep in mind. Okay. Next one is temp temporary DB. It is temporary DB only. So when you want to process any request, like you want to run one query, so you require temporary space to run this query. So at that time, it will run at temporary DB only. Okay. When you run any like DM operations, like you want to run some perform some calculations, aggregate functions like count, maximum, these are temporary, right? So like it will work like a RAM in our system. So whatever you perform the calculations, aggregation, everything will be processed in temporary DB. So that's why temporary DB will be here. It doesn't have any actual data, it having only temporary data. When you run it, the data will be there. After that, it will be flushed. Okay. Next, whenever you stop the SQL services, let's say you stop your laptop, then your temporary files will be data will be removed, completely clean. There is no temporary files when you stop your system. So when you start your system, there is fresh temporary files will be created every time. So that is the temporary DB. Okay. And distribution is, I told you, this will be created at the time of creation of replication. That is the high availability concept. This will come to know you later, okay, later, but not right now. But you have to understand right now master model MSDB temp. Okay. And one more database is resource DB. It is a hidden database. You will never see here. You can see here resource DB. You will never see here see resource DB, but it is there internally. Okay, but it will introduce in SQL Server 2005 version onwards. It is introduced. Okay, why it is introduced in 2005 means in 2000 previous version is 2000. So in 2000 there is a system tables are there, so it will maintain the system tables and service packs in master database. But 2005 onwards, okay, there are a lot of tables are introduced. So that what Microsoft did, they created one new system databases, that is called resource DB. It will store the information about all system tables, which is start from sys. Let's say I want to find out some information about, I will told you, select start from, okay, sys dot. So when you start with sys dot, all this information is stored in, okay, in all columns. For example, you want to show all columns in the database. If you run this query, you will find out all columns in this particular all the databases. So database wide table object ID means table name. So the object wide we have how many tables are there, we will be able to see it. So these information will be stored in resource only. Okay, not only all columns. You have multiple tables. You have sys dot all objects, all parameters. These are all the tables. See, this is you will be able to see here. This is called intelligence. Okay, intelligence in the sense like when you write something, it will come in the drop down. All Microsoft technologies will provide this intelligence option. So even if you forget, you will get it easily from the drop down easily. So you can be able to see whatever you want. You can see. Okay, these are all the things we'll save in resource DB. Okay, that is advantage of this SQL server, and it should be enabling this here itself, this browser only. You will able to see here intelligence enabled, right? So if it is disabled, it will not get it. So if everything, it should be enabled mode. If not in your machine, just enable it. Okay, so that you can find out the list of the tables. So it is a hidden database. It will maintain the system table information. Also maintains the service pack information. Okay. Also maintain the service pack information. Service pack, I told you, service pack we need to install tomorrow. Okay, I will let you know tomorrow service pack information. So those service pack also we need to, let's say this is 2012, okay, we need to install service pack 2. So those service pack information will update in resource DB. But where this file is located, okay, this resource DB database are located, you have to know that. So if you go through the C program files, when you install the anything in the software, you know, C program files will be created. Our product is Microsoft SQL Server, okay. So we can go through in run, okay. Like it is a 2012, right? 2012 Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, which version we have installed yesterday? This is SQL 2015, right? This one. This is C. MS SQL 11 means 2012. MS SQL 10 underscore 50 means 2008 R2. You have easily understand it. Okay. So SQL 2015. These are the named instances. Go through this instance. Okay. MS SQL and go to the bin. In the bin folder, you will find out those MS SQL system resource files. You see here, these are the two files. Okay. Those are the system resource files you will be able to see here. Okay. You understand this one? These are the located here itself. MS system resource file LDF, MDF. See, keep in mind. So when you create the database, there is a two files will be created. One is MDF, one is LDF. Okay. MDF in the sense it is a data file. Okay. Data file stores. Okay. Actual data, and LDF stores. Okay. Transaction log data. We will let you know once again more detail this regarding information of MDF and FIles. You see any database. Let's say I want to show where my master files are stored, located. Just we have to write the query to find out sp underscore help file. One more system stored procedure. It is a database information, right? Database information. Okay, in all in the server. It is a files located existed in database, on particular database. Let's say I want to see master database information where my files are located. Just sp underscore help file. So if you select a master, it will find out the master info. Just execute it. So you will be able to see where your master files are located. See here. Okay, this is called logical name. This is called physical file names, where your physically existing these files are here. Just if you copy paste here, you can go through this path and you can see here. Okay, just I go through this path, you can I can see here the master.mdf files here. Okay, just go through it. You will be able to see here the master, right? Master.mdf, master.ldf means master having two one data file, one log file. Next model MDF, model log LDF, MSDB MDF LDF. Next replication, temp DB MDF LDF, and distribution MDF LDF. Clear? These are the database will be created by default when you install the SQL Server. But forget about this one. I have created this user database only, except all user database. Okay, sorry, system database. Keep in mind. Okay. So every database when you create it, it will create that to one database or not. Okay. I included the path here also. Okay, wherever we have path. Okay, you have to understand this one. And next one, distribution. When you configure it, will come. Okay, there are total 6 types of replication we have. So distribution will be useful for replication when you want to send the message from publisher to subscriber. It will be created. When you go through the replication, you will come to know clearly regarding distribution database. So the resource also I told you maintain the service pack information. If you update a service pack 1, service pack 2, it will maintain the service pack information. If you upgrade service pack 3, it will update the service pack 3 in resource 3. That is the advantage of resource. So I hope you understand this all the system database. If you any doubts, let me know. Okay. You are good or any doubts, let me know for system database so that we can go ahead for next one. Okay, Sandeep, good. What about Anudip? Okay, so you know you can also find out by using this query for system select start from sys databases. It is also find out all the system database in a SQL Server. Okay, all the database names, database IDs, every database having their own SID. Okay, and status right now it is a recovery or recover in the sense it will be useful for read write operations. You can read it, you can write it when it is created. Okay, result in the sense the starting. This is the default date it will come and where the files are located. Okay, this is the information you can also find out by using sys databases. So I told you this compatibility and this one level. So the service pack information, what is the relation? SQL 2000 I told you compatibility is 8, okay, 8.0 will call, and 2005 9.0, okay, and 2008 100 10.0 will call, R2 100 for 10.50, and 2012 110 11.0, 2014 120 like this 12.0 like this we will call as. So these build number you can able to find in Excel, okay. 11.0, 10.5 like that you will able to and able to change the number, build a number. And I told you the recent service pack in SQL Server. See, if you install the 2000 as before the recent, this is already deprecated version. Okay, you never see this one in the future, but in real time you will see these things only. Now SQL Server 2014, okay, SP1. You real time you will see these three only, mostly, and two sometimes, but mostly you will see these three only. If you get the installation, you will get installation of these two real time. Okay, along with the service pack, you need to install. Okay, and next one we go to. You understood, right? All this stuff, so that we can go ahead for another concept. So that is for the next one is transaction log architecture. I think you will be able to see, right? Transaction log architecture. So, so what is the advantage of yes? So what is the advantage of transaction log architecture? So just hold on. So you will do many lot of transactions in real time, right? So in real time you will perform some DML operations, DDL operations like DML in sense you can insert the data, update the data production database side. So what happens in this side? So it will insert the data, okay? So whenever the transaction happens, so I told you there are every database having two files. First one is MDF file, second LDF file, right? So first one is data file, second one is log file. So, so when you do the transaction, it will not never goes directly to the data file. So let's say there is some tables in the database. Okay, some database name is okay, some test database. Let's say some table name is okay, table name is employee table. So you need to change salary right now. So the employee table having employee number, employee name, and salary column. There are three columns here. The employee number 10, the employee name some okay, some Rakesh, some salaries, something like okay, like this, and some the salary will be like this. So now you got the required that This is the data information will be located at employee table in the test database. So this test having when two files will be created, right? One is test.mdf file, okay, and test.ldf file. Two files will be created. So now I got the requirement that need to update the change the salary. We are giving increment to the Rakesh that increment the like 10,000 or something. So the salary will be 1 lakh or something. So I need to update, okay, update employee salary, update salary of set salary equal to update employee salary equal to something like 10,000 where, okay, employee number equal to 10. So this is the transaction, you can say that, okay. In SQL Server you can use these transactions, okay, begin commit, begin transaction. In real time they will use the transaction system. Okay, what is the transaction here? Transaction in the sense, say when you write this begin transaction, when you execute any command, insert update command, so the request is updating salary. So when you write, why you writing begin transaction, what is the commit here? So it is advantage when you write begin transaction. Okay, if the transaction is successful, so if it is commits, so it will update automatically 1 lakh in the database. Okay, fine. So if it is the transaction is failed due to some reason, so even you can do the rollback option. Okay, rollback option. Rollback in the sense, it can be go back to the original position. That is advantage of this begin transactions. Okay, you can either commit it, you can roll back it. Commit means where it will saves, it will permanently saves in your data file. That is test.mdf. So your data file it will be changed. If it is fails, so it will be keep like 90,000 like that only. That is advantage of this commit and rollback option. So when you do any transaction, it will not directly goes to the data file. Instead, it will goes to the log file. Okay, it will write your log, whatever the transaction you have sent. So this is update command. This will be sent in log file. Okay, if it is committed successfully, okay, when you commit operation is successfully write it here. So then on it will write it in data file directly. That is advantage of this one is the transactions. That is the transaction log architecture will happen whatever you do any modification at okay database level. Not only any database it will be able to see here. Okay, that is the advantage of transaction log architecture. But how it works we will see right now. Okay. So this is the whenever you insert the log, it will be split into multiple virtual logs files. So this is the virtual log files. See, we are able to see here the virtual log files information here. Okay. So it will store your log records here. So let's say the database connected 10 users. So one user doing update command. So one user doing insert command. One is doing some delete command. So those information will be recorded here. So this is one transaction. This is one like that. The log records will be saved in the virtual log files. Okay. This is not max 5 files virtual log file. It can be maximum, but depends on the transaction you have made on test database or whatever the database. It will be the transaction will be written here over here. So and also this transaction logs will will store each and every transaction will maintain some LSN file. Okay, log sequence number will maintain log sequence number. Okay, first log sequence number. Okay, and last log sequence number for every transaction. Like the transaction I did first one is update command. So this command the transaction one is like 10010 like this 10020 like this. This is the first we will call as first LSN log sequence number. Okay, this is the like last LSN. Okay, like that the number will be created for this is for update command like this. Okay, next you did some other command, so the next command will be start with this one and end with this 30 like this. Okay, this is the sample but it could be different, but I'm telling you the sample value. Okay, it's not the same, it could be another. Okay, somebody has done the insert record means the first slot it will store like the number will be created like this, the second slot will be created if you do any insert like this, it will be created like this. It will continue all the log records inside. This is the format. But what is the LSN, what is the advantage of LSN means uh, when your database is crashed, so you need to recover it, right? So it will create the log records in the format like LSN, log sequence number. So when you recover it, number means when you recover it, it will be created as some number. So you can create it as some sequential, you can restore it, recover it. That's why it will create the log sequence number internally for each and every record. Okay. So and one more thing, that the last LSN should match with next first LSN next of the next record. So like that. Next, let's say other transaction like 1033 like this is for some delete command performed from other users. See, if every time we will see the last LSN and first LSN next record of first LSN should match this one and this one. Like this, the LSN will be created for each and every transaction here. So you can see here the start of the logical log and end of the logical transaction log. Okay, like this it will be created. Again, it will having two parts. One is for active log, one is for inactive log. Active log in the sense the transactions are going right now here. Let's say I am inserted some data here, so it will comes to the your transaction log system. You know, this will, what is the transaction log, where it happens exactly your LDF file. I told you LDF file, right? This log data file. This will happen in the this transaction happen in this LDF file. Okay, so everything will be happen in the LDF file, log data file. So in this active log means the transactions are going now. Right now I updated some command, update command. So it will be updated the data here. So in progress, it will be called as active log. After completion of this log, it will move to the inactive state, this state. So means what happens, the update is completed. So what you need to do, you know, whatever the transactions are happened here after committed here, I told you whenever the transaction is finished with, it will be should be commit means it will be save your data in permanently. Because of my salary is previously 90,000. Okay, so I requested to add one more thing, that is the 10,000 of salary of this particular this one salary, Rakesh salary. So this should be updated to the next, it should be added to the 10,000 here, right? So the complete amount will be updated here. That is one transaction, right? So whenever it is committed, that it should be updated data files here. Data files means your MDF or MDF files here. This is the MDF file. Okay, so after committing this, you need to take the transaction log backup of this log records. Why you take the log records? Because of recovery purpose. Anytime, let's say you visited, you are doing some fund transfer, so from one account to another account. Okay, whenever you are doing some fund transfer, meanwhile without reaching to the your destination, the transaction is corrupted. So the database is corrupted. What happens? Your money will lose, right? Whatever the fund transfer, the transaction will lose. So if you store those transaction log in transaction system, you can recover those transaction logs. So that's why transaction log is very important. Okay, so it is available at transaction log, so you can recover those transaction logs. So that's why we will use the LDF file, log data file. Will be useful, very useful for transaction log system. Okay, so we have to take even the transaction log backup also, but how to take the transaction log backup, we will discuss in the backups. Okay, it will be so mostly scheduled through the job, so that it will take automatically. Whenever you take that log backups, it will be truncate the here the actual log file. Because of, let's say I have did the 10 transaction right now, so these are the comes here, and after the transactions are counted, those are saved to the MDF files. After that, when you take the transaction log backups, these 10 transaction information will be truncated. Okay, after you taking the transaction, because of when you take means you already created those backup to the one particular drive or folder in your machine. So you no need to restore it, right? So that you have to keep in somewhere else. So it will be truncated here itself automatically. After that, this is empty, so it will be moved to the inactive state. So why it is moved to the inactive state? Because of the for upcoming transactions, because of there are many transactions will happen in future, right? So that it should be empty. That is the reason. So like that, this is the cyclic process: active, inactive, active, inactive. Like this, it is a cyclic process happening here. Okay. In this, there is one more concept like checkpoint. What is the checkpoint here? Checkpoint in the sense it is a database engine. So you know, database is heart of the SQL server. It will forcefully to info telling to the that checkpoint to what are the transactions are here in the LDF file. When I updated one transaction or inserted one transaction, those are, you know, it will comes here, it will be in progress, okay, until unless commit the transaction, it will be processed here. Whenever the transaction is commits, okay, checkpoint will forcefully flush this transaction to the MDF file, your data file. MDF means your data file of your some whichever the database. So why it is forceful flushing this transaction here to here means, so because of our upcoming transaction, because of there are lot of transactions maybe in queue, right? Because of there is many transactions in the production, you may see the 1 minute there are lot of transactions will happen in production environment in very critical servers. So it should be flush off. So the checkpoint will flush all the committed transaction to from here to a data file. So it should be empty here. That like that the checkpoint will do. And there are one more things when checkpoint is generated. You have one entry question or you have to know that. Okay. When checkpoint occurs. Okay. You know checkpoint will occur. Okay. After committed data get logged. Okay, this is the one point. And whenever you initiate full backup, whenever you're taking the full backup, so what happens when you take the backup means full backup, what is the linking between full backup and checkpoint? So when you take the full backup, actually the data will be stored in the pages and extents format. That topic we will discuss in tomorrow. So at that time what happens, so that time it will collect all the data will be located in pages, so those information will be take the before taking the backup, because of it will collect all the data, right? So that it will initiate the checkpoint when you initiate the full backup. Also when you start SQL services, let's say you are stopping or you are starting SQL server, okay, starting SQL services, okay, at the time also it will checkpoint will occur. Why? Because of when you do some start, okay, some even some transactions are pending at this log file, so the checkpoint will tell the log file, so I got one request that the services stop, so what are the pending, just move it to the data file, just save it. So every time it will help us to save our data safely in your database. That is the advantage of checkpoint. The checkpoint occurs in these three situations mostly. So by default it is 1 minute. Keep in mind, by default it is in 1 minute the checkpoint will occur. 1 minute if you are not no need to run it, but by default every it is 1 minute it will run it every minute. Okay, that is the advantage of checkpoints. Okay. So this is the way you can do it. So this is the transaction log architecture. Let me know if you have any doubts in the transaction log architecture. Hello, Anudip and Sandeep. Let me know that if you have any doubts in the transaction log architecture system. Let me know.